Thank you very much for inviting me. It is a real pleasure to join you all. I'm just so delighted to follow my good friend and visionary, CP Gurnani, in giving this talk. CP talked about the qualities of companies, qualities of employees, qualities of an education system that create this entrepreneur, owner, employee, the management entrepreneur, these kinds of qualities. So I'm going to talk a bit about what kind of education systems do we need to create to get that kind of employee or manager. To me, at the heart of it all is that the education system must become learner-centric. For hundreds of years, the education system has been a very supply-side endeavor. Professors and universities decide what they teach, and students come and sit there and they get what the professors, we professors and universities give them. How often do we ask our students, what is the right thing to teach? What do they want? We never do. I never heard this when I was in IIT or Stanford or MIT, but I think our system needs to get much more learner-centric. So before I go further into my talk, let me give you a very, very quick overview of edX. edX is a learning platform. edX partners, like a platform, it's a two-sided market. On the one side, it partners with some of the top institutions in the world, like Harvard, MIT, Oxford, Google, IIM, Bangalore, and others. And on the other side, we have learners and companies from all over the world. edX has over 42 million learners, and about 5 million learners are from India. We also work with companies, over 1,000 companies, including some of the top companies in India, like Tech Mahindra, who are learning on edX. edX recently merged with 2U, another edtech company. And today, edX and 2U together have become what we call a free-to-degree platform, all the way from free courses to credentials like MicroMasters and MicroBachelors, to executive education, to boot camps, all the way to bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees. And in that sense, this has become the most comprehensive marketplace for education in the world. Now, let me talk about what I mean by learner-centric education for the future of work. Learner-centric education can be fostered by three properties: modular education, blended or hybrid education, and lifelong learning. Let me talk about each of these three things that create learner centricity in the next few slides. What is modular education? Our education system today is what I would call stovepipe. You go in and you spend 4 or 5 years in a college, you get a bachelor's degree. You spend 2 years, you get an MBA. And you spend 5 or 6 years, you get a PhD. Those are the three kinds of degrees that you get. But those are very supply-side kind of credentials. If you ask learners, if you ask companies that are hiring these learners and the learners themselves. Did someone have a question? Okay. If you ask the learners, what is it that they are looking for? Many learners are telling us that they want shorter programs. They want to start learning. They want to apply what they've learned immediately to their jobs. And then some learners may want to go and get a full degree. I'll show you an example of a learner on edX called Mia. Mia has a bachelor's, and she was working at a company in the Cambridge, Boston area. And she just got promoted into a supply chain management role. She did not know much about that area, but she had no choice. It was very difficult for her to go and get a 2-year degree in supply chain management or an MBA. But she had to learn while on the job. And so she discovered MicroMasters on edX from MIT in supply chain management, and she was able to complete that in about 5 to 6 months. So that is an example of modular education, where the MicroMasters, like the word implies, is micro. It's not a master's, it's a MicroMasters. It's modular, where people can learn a skill in a short amount of time. For many learners like Mia, they get that skill and they go get a job. But some of them may decide they want to get a master's degree, and then they can apply the credits from the MicroMasters towards a master's degree. So this is an example of modular, stackable learning, where you learn in modular chunks, and then for those who want to, you can go for the full degree. So this is just one example of learner centricity. As we talk to learners, they are telling us that, hey, look, I want to take these modular chunks and not necessarily a full degree. So we have a number of such modular MicroMasters programs on edX. So for example, we have what you might call a micro MBA from IIM Bangalore. This is a MicroMasters in Business Management. It has all the properties of a full master's degree in the sense of the topics, like it has marketing, finance, accounting, people management, and so on, but in smaller quantities so that you can get a piece of the MBA experience. And then for those who want to get a full degree, they can go on. But for many people, the smaller 4, 5, 6 month program might be more suited. Similarly, we have a MicroMasters in Entrepreneurship. We have a MicroMasters in Digital Transformation from BU, and so on. And 89% of the learners who are completing these MicroMasters within 3 months are telling us that they've had a career advancement, like a promotion, a pay raise, or a better job. For those who complete MicroMasters, they get the skill, and that may be enough for them. But some people might go on for a full master's degree. And that's what I mean by stackability. You can take the credits from the MicroMasters and apply it towards a master's degree and continue on for a master's for those who want to get the full master's. So even for MBAs, master's MBAs, a big part of learner centricity, learner friendliness is affordability. And so we've been pushing affordability on edX. And so, for example, we have a disruptively priced MBA from Boston University for just $24,000. Learners get the same MBA that they get if they come to campus. The campus price is 3 to 4 times greater than the $24,000 price point. We similarly have disruptively priced masters, for example, in computer science from UT Austin, priced as $10,000. The campus degree, and it's the same degree, a master's degree, costs about $44,000. And so another big aspect of learner centricity is affordability. How do we make learning much, much more affordable? And the online modality enables us to teach very large numbers of students at a very disruptive price point. So here is Mia. I talked about her earlier. And she completed the MicroMasters program. And as she started in a new role, she immediately got a significant pay bump and was able to do much better in her job. And she's an example of a Gen Z learner. And Amit talked about Gen Z learners, where as you listen to Gen Z learners, they're not looking for coming in and spending 2 years immediately. They want to learn something small, apply it in their jobs, and then some of them may go on to a full degree. In order to foster this kind of modular learning, skills-based learning at companies, at edX, we launched edX for Business, where global businesses are now using edX to upskill and reskill their employees to create a culture of lifelong learning. The future of learning is going to be lifelong. Gone are the days when you go to college for 4 years at the age of 20 and then work for the rest of your life. Learning will become lifelong, and learners will need to learn all kinds of hybrid skills, AI, Amit and Rakesh and CP, all of them talked about the need for people to learn AI, entrepreneurship, soft skills, communications. These are all critical, and it goes well beyond just hard skills or business skills. You have to learn all of these areas. And one way to do that is to become a lifelong learner and continue learning in a modular manner throughout life. In fact, over 1,000 enterprises are learning and upskilling their employees on edX. And here you see some names of companies. So the State Bank of India is one of India's biggest enterprise customers in India. Tech Mahindra with CP Gurnani has been a pioneering enterprise. We have over 50,000 employees of Tech Mahindra learning on edX today. And 79% of business learners complete their online courses on edX, 79%. And then finally, let me talk about blended learning. COVID was just terrible for the whole universe. And COVID, when it hit the world about 2 years ago, drove a huge move to blended learning, to online learning. And even as COVID doesn't seem like it wants to go away, but even as COVID settles down into some of the major spikes going away, blended learning on campus will be very important, where you will combine online and in-person learning, which will become the new normal for campuses. To support blended learning on campus, at edX, we have launched edX Online Campus. edX Online Campus is a way for universities to use edX in their campuses for their campus students. And in fact, to support the students, we have launched it completely for free. So any college or a university anywhere in the world, whether in India or anywhere in the world, can adopt edX Online Campus Essentials completely for free. It's a catalog of courses from top universities like Harvard and other universities, where they can use it for their campus students completely for free. And we already have over 1,000 college campuses all over the world using edX Online Campus to help their students learn. And this is a completely free offering, whether you're a business school or you're a college or a tech school. Colleges all over the world are now using edX Online Campus, and particularly edX Online Campus Essentials, which is completely free, where even the certificates in the courses are completely free. So we are trying to foster this form of learning, modular, blended, and lifelong learning, which we believe really creates a culture of learner-centric education, whether it's business education or any education for that matter. With that, let me stop and unshare my screen. Thank you very much for your attention. I just wish I could be there in person. I'm hearing that the temperature in Delhi is only 4 degrees centigrade. It certainly seems like the tropics. In Boston out here, it is -4 degrees centigrade. So I just wish I could be there in person to enjoy the warmth of your company and the warmth of the outdoors. Thank you.